Hey guys, before you watch this mini message today, if you didn't watch yesterday's, it'd be a really good idea to go back and watch that one so that you're up, and because we're just going to pick up right here kind of in the middle of a conversation between God and Abraham. So picking up in verse 2 of Genesis chapter 15, it says there, "But Abram replied, O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't even have a son? Since you've given me no children, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant in my household, won't inherit all my wealth. You have given me no descendants of my own, so one of my servants will be my heir." So he promised, God did, to protect him, to be a shield. I love how the King James says that in verse 1. He would be a shield, and he would reward Abraham for his faithfulness and being obedient. So here he is now in verse 2. Abraham replies, and he said, what good are all these blessings? What good are these rewards? What good is this protection? I don't have an heir. One of my servants, my eldest servant, kind of my right-hand man, Eliezer, he's going to wind up with all of my stuff. Is this promise going to go to him? You see, for all the wealth, for the servants, the herds, the gold, the silver, everything that he may have had, it was all great. I was wonderful. But he didn't have the one thing that he wanted the most. He wanted a son. He wanted someone to carry on his name. See, that was so important in that day and age. For a man to have a son, to pass down all of his wealth to pass down his name to carry on his family. It didn't matter if it was a king or if it was the lowliest peasant. It did not matter. They all wanted one thing equally. They wanted a son. So he wanted this son of promise, because Abraham's looking around going and said, you're going to make me a great nation? I don't have a son. How are you going to make me a great nation? I don't have a son. So all these other promises aren't doing me any good when I don't have what I really, really need and I want, God. This is what I want. Now, what I love here is that Abraham's honest. He kind of just laid his emotions out there, right? He just kind of blew everything out. See, that's okay. That's a fine thing to do before God. When we're struggling, when we're hurting, when we feel we have needs, take them to Him. When we're struggling with what God is doing, take that question to Him. I promise you something today. Your God is big enough to handle your questions. Your God is big enough to handle your concerns. He knows them already. If He's omniscient and He knows all, He knows us, He knows the number of hairs on our head, then He knows what's happened in our heart. So be honest with Him. Open up to Him. If you're struggling right now in the middle of what we're dealing with, especially with this pandemic and social distancing, I know some of us are in better places than others. Some of us are hurting financially. Some of us are hurting relationally, missing those that we love, not being able to be around each other and maybe even feeling isolated. However you're feeling in this moment, take it to God. Be honest with Him. He loves you. He cares for you. He'll bless you. He'll protect you. He'll provide for you. Have a blessed day. We'll see you guys soon.